All right, good evening. We're fixing to open up the December the 1st meeting for the City of Ocoee. We're going to have we'll have the invocation, the Pledge of Allegiance. I'll do the invocation. The Pledge of Allegiance will be by Commissioner Firstner. Then we'll have the roll call. Let's stand, please. Heavenly Father, we come to you tonight asking for your watch over us as we go about our city business and our endeavors to do for the citizens of Ocoee and through our employees, and also watch out over our first responders. And let's pray that the COVID is working towards the right way and getting the right vaccine to make this go away from our country and help us move our country forward. We ask in your holy name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Commissioner Brinson?
Here.
Commissioner Wilson?
Here?
Mayor Johnson?
Here.
Commissioner Firstner?
Here.
Commissioner Oliver?
Here.
All right, I'm going to read the part here. Interested parties may appear at the meeting and be heard with respect to proposed actions. However, attendance inside the Ocoee Commission chambers may be limited to accommodate social distancing as is subject to change based on the governor's executive order. This meeting is broadcast live on Spectrum Channel 493 with a live stream at www.ocoee.org, 197 Ocoee TV. Any interested party is invited to offer comments or questions during the hearing by emailing citizens@ocoee.org or calling 407-554 or 7118, or by registering in advance by emailing citizens@ocoee.org or calling 407-905-3105, and city staff will call you during the live meeting. All right. Presentations, proclamations, we have none. Staff report.
Thank you, Mayor. Just one issue this evening. You have an emergency item in front of you. I think you've all been provided a copy, and it's basically a cost share agreement with the St. Johns River Water Management District for what we're calling the sedimentary nutrient inactivation of Lake Prima Vista. I believe we've talked about this before. We've actually budgeted for this in this year's budget. The Water Management District will be paying 1/3 of the roughly $120,000 cost, and we're paying 2/3. And that's basically to treat the lake chemically to reduce the invasive species and the water cloudiness and quality. The reason we're bringing it forward as an emergency item tonight, apparently they want to cut us a check fairly quickly, possibly before the holidays, so they asked if we could go ahead and approve this prior to our next meeting. So we would just need a motion.
All right, need a motion for the item agenda. It's the one on the St. John's Wastewater Management. Do I hear any discussion, or do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Wilson. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Commissioner Oliver. No more discussion? Let's vote. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, Mayor. That was all I had this evening.
All right, comments and announcements. All right, let's go to Commissioners' announcements. Commissioner Oliver,
Nothing at this time.
Commissioner Firstner,
Not at this time.
Commissioner Wilson,
Nothing at this time.
Commissioner Brinson.
None at this time.
All right, and my announcements off here. This year's Christmas parade has been canceled. However, the Ocoee Fire and Police Department's Operation Santa will spread holiday joy through neighborhoods beginning today. To find out when Santa is coming to your neighborhood, visit the city's website at www.ocoee.org. And he's out there roaming around tonight. Okay, public comments. On public comments, this is for, you got anything? You got anybody?
No, I'm sorry. No emails or phone calls have been received.
Okay. All right. Need to wait 3 minutes, Scott? No, we're good. All right. Moving on to the consent agenda. Do I hear any comments or motion for the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Wilson to approve the consent agenda. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Commissioner Branson, I think. First. Any more discussion? All right, let's vote. Motion carries unanimously. All right, item public hearing, number 10, request for variance. Rulio property, 622 Roberts Rise Drive, zoning manager, Jadar. I'm getting close.
You are. Good evening, Mayor, Commission.
Good to see you.
The item in front of you is a variance request for the front yard setback for a fence at 622 Roberts Rise Drive in the Roberts Rise subdivision. You had a similar request last month for variance. Property is located to the south of Ruiz Street, north of Stark Lake and East Silver Star Road, and east of North Lakewood Avenue. The applicant's lot is a corner lot. The lot to the east of this lot is an undeveloped property. The aim is that the subdivision is trying to put up a fence to deter any foot traffic. The subdivision received funding recently from the Ocoee Neighborhood Matching Grants Program to construct a fence within the right-of-way. They're attempting to cover that entire perimeter. So it's pretty much a three-part process, 2 private properties and then the right-of-way. This is the aerial of the property. There is an existing fence going up here almost to the front of the home. The variance that was requested and approved by the commission last month is the property to the south here. They were approved for a fence to go up to the right-of-way, a 6-foot fence. This is the survey of the actual applicant, so this property here. So the current fence is in blue. This is just a 6-foot wooden fence. What the variance, or the applicant is requesting from the variance, is to allow a 6-foot high fence from this point to the right-of-way. Our code does not allow a 6-foot fence from 25 feet from the property line based on the zoning district. So staff would not be able to approve that. The right-of-way fence for the subdivision would go here, and then to the south would be the property. Just to mention, the fence is allowed in the front if it is a 4-foot fence and see-through. We just don't, the code doesn't allow a 6-foot high privacy fence to the front. This is just a slight illustration of what could happen to the adjacent lot. So right now, it is undeveloped, but this is just a rendering here to show what the right-of-way is. So the current street is here, Roberts Rise Drive. It currently stops right here, and this property here is the undeveloped one. So a future development could possibly have the right-of-way going here, now the Silver Star, which is the reason why there were conditions for the fence. So the requested variance is to install a 6-foot high privacy fence up to the right-of-way, which is 0 feet from the property line. The required setback is 25 feet for the privacy fence in the zoning district. So this is a street view. This is currently a 4-foot wired fence. The approved variance last month would be here, and the property, the variance today would allow a fence to go up to here, to the right-of-way. The right-of-way fence that would be approved to the building department through the grant would be right here in the middle. Based on the criteria of our code, staff cannot recommend approval, but because you're the governing body, you guys are able to make a different decision. The Planning and Zoning Commission did recommend approval with certain conditions for the fence. One, the fence should be, if the fence in the right-of-way needed to be removed, then if the variance is approved, the fence would also need to be removed at that time in the front, as well as if it's within the first 5 years, it'll be at the city's expense. And with that, I can take any questions.
All right, anybody?
I have a question. Has the resident agreed, does the resident agree with the P&Z? Is that,
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry. Has the resident agreed with the P&Z findings?
Yes.
Okay, so they're in agreement with
I
it.
don't believe there were any objections.
Okay, no objections? Okay, that's what I just wanted to know. They have an issue there. I mean, they have an issue with people coming over the wall, they have the fence, I'm sorry. And if you look at when I was looking in the, on our, there, I mean, it looks like there's tire tracks back there. I mean, I'm not an expert on that, but it sure looks like we're making kind of figure eights in there. And, you know, I mean, there's cars that are going up and back there besides people walking. So, I mean, to me, I have no problem with this. I support with the P and Z findings. I'll give it a chance for someone to speak, but I noticed that in the pictures that there's cars back there. There's people that are trying to drive through, and if they're driving through, they're trying to walk through.
Keel, can you just clarify for the commission, this is the last missing link that will close off the entire subdivision, is that correct?
That's correct. So the right-of-way permit would be done through the building department. The variance for the property to the south was approved, which would allow them to construct that 6-foot fence up to the property line here, and then with the right-of-way one here, the last piece would be today's variance request, which would go up to here, so to here. So correct, this would be the last piece in the 3-piece request.
Anybody else?
Yeah, is that, I have a question. When you say the last piece, is that the last 6-foot piece?
No, the last request, it's 3 requests really, to allow the entire perimeter of that subdivision to be blocked off, or to be fenced.
Right, but okay, let me ask you, the portion of the fence that goes across the right-of-way is how tall?
That's gonna also be 6 foot. The entire area is gonna be 6 foot,
Is also gonna be a privacy fence?
correct?
Okay. But at some point, if development happens, that will go away.
The stipulation that was recommended for approval in P and Z is that at which point if there is development to the east, that fence would be removed. And the variances for the north, the fences that are approved through the variances to the north and the south would also need to be removed with the removal of the right-of-way fence. That was the motion that was pushed from the P and Z.
So the request is actually for a temporary variance until that point in time where that road is connected through.
Yes, and we just don't know at what point that would be. Could be.
Right.
All right, anybody else have any comments? Not, I'll take a motion.
I just have one question. So if there is a development that would go on in that adjacent property there, they would just basically just move the fence. They wouldn't need any permission. They just remove the fence. Would there be any permissions, or would it come back before the commission to remove the fence?
No, this
At
would be
that
a
point-
condition that if there is development, in order to have that right-of-way continue through to the adjacent property, that fence would need to be removed. So, would that would be?
So Commissioner, Development Services, Mike Rimmer, the property to the east, if it comes through a subdivision process, it's going to go through the public hearing process, at which time the commission that would be sitting at that time, they approve the public road connection, then staff, as part of our online system, we know that fence is there physically, and we'll know that, we'll present that during that time, during that subdivision approval process, and we would recognize that this fence is here, but we know, we went back to the minutes, if, say, the subdivision's in 7 years from now, and that this fence does not mean the road is shut off permanently. It is a public road, it has the right to be open. If the commission approves that subdivision plan with a public road going through, then we would go back to these conditions of approval for the fence removal.
Gotcha. Thank you.
All right, anybody else? Not, I need a motion.
Public hearing.
Oh, well,
Sorry.
yeah, it is a
Just
public
wanted to
hearing.
catch you.
You're right. Public hearing, open it to the public. Anybody in the public have any comments on item number 10 for variance on the 622 Roberts Rise?
Mayor, I didn't receive any emails or phone calls.
No, okay. All right, we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the dais. Do I have a motion?
I'd like to make the motion to approve with the planning and zoning stipulations.
Motion made by Commissioner Wilson to approve planning and zoning's recommendation. Do I hear a second?
A second.
Seconded by, is that you, Commissioner Oliver?
Yeah.
Commissioner Oliver, seconded. Any more discussion? No more discussion, let's vote. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Item number 11, first reading of ordinance. Public hearing, comprehensive plan amendment, capital improvement element update, addition of fiscal years 2020 to 21. Director Roomer.
Yes, sir, thanks, Mayor. This is a more of a formality. The 5-year capital improvement plan that's adopted in the city's budget every year, we have to put that table within the city's comprehensive plan, the capital improvement element that talks about future development of the city, and that table goes in there as an active 5-year list of projects, so developers know what projects are going on by the city. So each year, as you guys adopt the 5-year capital improvement plan, we, by ordinance, do this one reading public hearing where we formally adopt it into the comprehensive plan. And that Article 8 within the comprehensive plan gets amended, this table, each year with the new 5-year capital improvement program. So with this approval, you're not discussing the 5-year capital improvement plan, we're just adopting it into the comprehensive plan formally. It's like a text amendment, except we don't have to send it to the state for review. We just adopt an ordinance, it automatically goes in. Thank you.
Scott, you got to read anything?
Yep, let me read the title to the ordinance. This is an ordinance of the City of Ocoee, Florida, amending the Ocoee Comprehensive Plan as adopted in 1991, as amended, in order to comply with Section 163.3177 Florida statutes, amending the capital improvements element of the comprehensive plan, providing for severability, providing an effective date.
All right, I'm going to open the public hearing. Anybody in the public have any comments on item number 11, comprehensive plan amendment?
Mayor, I haven't received any emails or any phone calls.
All right, we'll close it, close the public hearing, bring it back to the dais. Do I hear it? Any more comments, or I need a motion?
Don't
It's
we
the
have
first
one more-
reading.
We have one more reading, don't we?
Nope,
This
we
is
don't.
just done by one reading.
Oh, one
Public
reading,
hearing,
okay,
yes.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
Anybody want to make a motion?
I'll make that motion.
All right, motion made by Commissioner Wilson for the comprehensive plan amendment, item 11. Do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Commissioner Brinson. Any more comment? No more comment, let's vote. Item carries unanimously. Moving to item 12, first reading of ordinance for Reserve at Lake Meadow rezoning to planned unit development. Service Director Room.
Mayor, this is just a first reading, so it's just the city attorney.
Yep, all right.
All right, this is an ordinance of the City of Ocoee, Florida, changing the zoning classification from Ocoee A1 to Ocoee PUD on certain real property containing approximately 18.59 acres located directly east of Lauren Beth Avenue, approximately 3,500 feet to the south of Clarcona Ocoee Road, and 166 feet north of Nicole Boulevard, pursuant to the application submitted by the property owner. Finding such zoning to be consistent with the Ocoee Comprehensive Plan, providing for and authorizing the revision of the official city zoning map, repealing inconsistent ordinances, providing for severability, providing for an effective date.
All right, this is the first reading, so the next reading will be the next meeting will be December the 15th, 2020 at the regular city commission meeting at 6:15. All right, second reading of ordinance, none. Regular agenda, none. Staff action.
Nothing further.
Commissioner, comments from commissioners. Commissioner Brinson.
I have none.
Commissioner Wilson.
I do, thank you. Are you bringing up Operation Santa, the reason for Operation?
You can do it.
Okay. Just want to let everyone know, as Operation Santa is coming through your neighborhood, that they're also collecting toys during this time for the program for children in need. And just to let you know that these toys stay local. People who live here sign up for the toys. And this year, we have a very interesting time because we probably have a lot of folks who are out of work, and we still want to have a lot of joy for our children in the community who may not be getting the gifts that they normally would. So if you can, please be generous. Speaking of local, I just want to bring something up. I know our other commissioners here know that I'm on the Florida League of Cities Board of Directors, and we have a new president this year, and he is Tony Ortiz, who's one of our local city commissioners in Orlando. And we're thrilled that he is representing us. But this year, Tony's presidential focus is to build stronger cities. And one of his features of the program, his initiative, is to empower the residents to use their voice. And I think that's very important. When our state and federal officials are making decisions that affect us, we should be out there speaking and telling them what we think. We shouldn't allow other folks to tell them what's going to happen in our community. And so, again, I believe in living local, and that's making sure that they understand what's affecting us. There's been many things that's happened, from unfunded mandates to short-term rentals that have affected all of our neighborhoods. And these were decisions that were made outside of here. And so, please, use your voice. And speaking of that, you know, I have a cell phone, bring it back to local, I have a cell phone, and I like to hear from our residents. I like when they call me and tell me what's going on, what's their concerns, what's happening. And I'm just going to announce my cell phone number. If you can't reach me on my cell phone number, you're always welcome to call City Hall. They can get a hold of me. But my cell phone number is 407-948-2155. And I tell a lot of my residents, I do work during the day, so feel free to call me in the evening, call me on weekends, let me know what's happening or what's your concerns or interests in the city. Thank you.
Commissioner Forster.
Well, we're in a cool spell now with the weather, and it's welcome by most of us, but not welcome by all. Some of us are not as lucky as others, and some of us are homeless. Please remember them this time of year at Christmas and Thanksgiving, and donate food and warm clothes and blankets to the social services in the area, the Christian Service Center, Red Cross, and Salvation Army. I'm sure it'll be welcome, and you'll be helping out the needy in the town. Thank you.
Commissioner Oliver.
All right. Well, right now, during this time in the city, we have some interesting training going on, diversity training going on throughout the city. City employees, I think it's been very well received through a lot of the employees. Also had some conversation, speaking of that, we had some conversation with Dr. Scott Payne. He's the Director of Professional Development for the Florida League of Cities. And also had some conversations with our staff to talk a little bit about race, inclusion, and as well as diversity. And we were actually interested in having a workshop here in the city for the leadership. So that would be for our city commissioners, the department directors, and we've actually started having those conversations, and we want to see about how the commission felt about having these conversations, where we can actually come together as a leadership to be able to set an example for the city about these particular topics. And so again, I want to see about having some type of, see if we can have some type of, I don't think we have to vote on it, do we, Rob, or just a consensus to say we would like the staff to continue that conversation to see what it would take to bring the leadership together to
I think
embark on those conversations.
I think it'd be appropriate, and I think, I've talked with you and the mayor on this subject, and it would probably be appropriate to maybe get a consensus that this is something that the commission would like to do, set something up with staff after the new year, and look at a third party to facilitate something like that, perhaps from Florida League of Cities or National League of Cities, and move forward with that.
Yep, and Dr. Payne also mentioned that if we decided something that we want to share with the citizens as far as a rollout to the citizens, that they would be interested in bringing in the National League of Cities to facilitate those conversations with our citizens, willing participants to have those conversations. So I thought it was an excellent opportunity for us right now to be able to embark upon those conversations. So I guess it would probably take some type of consensus from this commission to have the staff to continue those conversations.
What all was it you wanted to discuss now? What was the items? You got more than one, right?
Well, actually, they have a program. I've actually attended a couple of workshops at the Florida League of Cities as well as the National League of Cities. They have a workshop entitled Race, Inclusion, and Diversity. And I've attended a few of them at the Florida League of Cities as well as the National League of Cities. So it'll be basically the same program that they have at the Florida League of Cities that they will bring it into our city for our leadership.
All right, I don't have a problem with that. Get a consensus from the other commissioners.
I'm interested in, I'm sorry, it takes up. I'm interested in that. I'd like to know more information of how we could make it available to our residents. I mean, to expand upon that, because I think it might be very valuable.
Well, I think that's the process. If we go through it first ourselves, then we open it up afterwards to the citizens.
Or it could be videotaped or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, where we could, if not, I mean, it would be very important besides videotaping it, to something you put on the TV station? Or
Absolutely.
for, again, to get the broadcasting for
Yeah.
I think it'd be
folks.
beneficial to
Yeah, I
the
mean,
citizens as well.
how broad we can go with it. That's, no, I think that's good. And Fleur Lee City's Dr. Payne is an excellent speaker.
Yeah.
All right, anybody else?
No, I'm all for it. Sounds interesting, worthwhile endeavor.
Okay,
You have a goal for me?
okay, all right, that's good.
All right, sounds good.
Look into it, staff.
Also, the signs on Clark Road, the opening for Clark Road, which is coming December 10th, 10 a.m., we have a grand opening to open up Clark Road from Claricone, Ocoee to McCormick Road. Also want to see if it's possible, I know the signs right now say coming December 2020. Is there any way we can change those signs to state the actual date?
Yeah, I think we just, originally, we didn't want to put that exact date up there with the fear that it might change and everyone shows up, but I think we're probably at the point right now, we need to make sure, maybe Mike can address that. If we know for sure it's going to be on the 10th, I guess the only thing that could ruin it for us was if we had another tropical storm like we
Well, I
did for
hope
the
so.
City Hall.
I took that day off.
Groundbreaking.
We've been waiting on this for a long time.
Yeah, we can, the sign, where we had the sign made, they could make a sticker that we can put over it, and it'd look just like the regular letter.
There you go.
If I
Gotcha.
do it, it might be at an angle, but we'll see.
Gotcha. Awesome. So again, that's, right now, we're tentatively planning on the opening of Clark Road, 10 a.m., December 10th, if God's willing and the creek doesn't rise. All right. And finally, we'll be having a public meeting on, also on December 10th at 7 p.m. at the Lakeshore Center. We're actually, we'll be addressing development on McCormick Road. D.R. Horton is actually developing 377 homes on Clark Road, I'm sorry, on McCormick Road, just west of Apopka Violin Road. So we're actually inviting D.R. Horton as well as Spectrum to come and to talk about their plans for infrastructure, i.e. a traffic light at McCormick and Apopka Violin. When would that possibly happen? As well as Spectrum to talk about some of our infrastructure as it pertains to 5G as well as internet connectivity in the northern quadrant of Ocoee. So that's, again, that is, that's going to be Thursday, December 10th at 7 p.m. at the Lakeshore Center. That's all I have.
All right. I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. We had a couple accidents in town that was pretty serious. Not very good turnout for what happened, so we feel for the families. Once again, I think the COVID thing is something we all have to keep aware of. Watch what we do, wear our masks, pay attention with things we're doing, and let people understand, and make sure our TV channel is still putting out the things that we need from Orange County and from the governor on the public channel, Rob. So I think we're on the down ride here to Santa Claus now, so that'll be coming in. Our next meeting will be December the 15th. So hope everybody has a great couple weeks. Be ready for the holidays are coming. I did call and asked about the lights. The lights are getting put up finally. Had somebody asked about them today, about down here on the lake, about putting some kind of, one of our biggest assets is this lake, and we don't have any Christmas lights down there. And that's something that should be addressed. I had a citizen ask me today, and it is one of our prettiest areas of town.
I'll check on that.
Yeah, so we need to
I'm not sure why those aren't up there.
One other thing, the Christmas pole, the new poles we put up down on Bluford does not hold the lights. Is Steve still here?
Oh, didn't
I'm
think
not
about
sure if
that.
he's
Those
still,
metal
I'll have
poles.
that discussion with
Huh?
him. I'll have that discussion.
All right, yeah,
with
we need to fix that. They were supposed to put some kind of bars to hold those new
Yeah,
things.
I can't see where they wouldn't be possible.
But they didn't put any on them, so,
Could be the ones that the standard ones that we order every year weren't compatible. But
Yeah,
we can find something else that's lighted, I
those are
would
two
think.
things we need to look at, is the lights down on the lake, because it is one of our assets, and every one of us know that now they're using this park out here, man, it's great. So, the other thing is, if anybody asked you about anything, if anybody finds people that need some help with stuff during the holidays, let some of us know, and we'll see if we can find somebody to help with that, through that process. But there is some people that need things at Christmas that depend on that, so If anybody knows anybody, let us know, and let's see what we can do to help them out. All right? All right, see you in 2 weeks. Meeting adjourned.